This is Jameson with Cooper Fleet Services. Today is September 24th, 2021, and this is recent automotive news. The White House is getting involved in the chip shortage again. This time they are considering invoking Cold War-era national security laws to make companies in chip production release their data pertaining to inventory and sales numbers. Gina Raimondo, U.S. Commerce Secretary, provided companies with a voluntary questionnaire and requested it be returned within 45 days. Raimondo said, "I don't want to have to do anything compulsory, but if they don't comply, they'll leave me no choice," referring to the possibility of invoking the Defense Production Act or other tools to force them to give up the data. This act gives the president authority over private industry to direct production and distribution of products in national crisis. The Commerce Department wants to determine if certain companies are purchasing more chips than are needed and stockpiling to artificially maintain the inflated prices and demand for chips. CEO of Volkswagen North America's unit, Scott Coe, said in an interview with Bloomberg that he doesn't expect the market to return to normal until the second half of 2022. The normal he is speaking of is being able to produce every vehicle that they would like to produce without part shortages causing cancellations and plant idling. I think that's pretty optimistic, considering that the big three US automakers have all but thrown in the towel for the 2022 model year vehicles. Currently, orders are seeing tons of constraints, and fleet companies are getting a fraction of the inventory allocated for the 2022 model year that they had requested. The industry is expecting the trend of falling passenger vehicle sales numbers to continue for the fourth straight month. An industry group in China predicts as much as an additional 17% drop in September. The global auto industry is expected to take a hit of more than $200 billion in revenue in 2021. Keep in mind that in May of this year, the estimate was around $110 billion, and in 4 short months, that estimate has nearly doubled. These trends are shocking, and for what it's worth, I think that we are looking at until 2023 at least before things go back to normal. I definitely use the normal hesitantly, as it looks as though the auto manufacturers are going to use the pandemic and the part shortage to usher in a new normal for the American market. Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, came right out and said a few weeks ago that dealerships will not have inventories at levels like they used to, and people need to get acclimated to ordering their new vehicles and waiting for them to be produced, instead of going to a dealership and just driving one home. GM's upcoming generation of electric vehicles is going to be powered by a new Ultium Drive 3-motor system that will be designed in-house. The new vehicles will have 5 interchangeable drive units and 3 different motors. They are claiming that some of the power electronics are half the weight and volume of the current parts and have as much as 25% more power. GM engineers used assisted engineering, artificial intelligence, and machine learning to tune the 3-motor powertrain to maximize off-road performance and in-city comfort. GM is still dealing with huge recalls on the Bolt EV for battery fires. Since 2016, GM has produced around 142,000 Bolts, all of which have been recalled. Owners of these cars are now being told not to park in garages, limit their charge to 90%, and don't go below 70 remaining miles of range. GM is also recommending parking 50 feet away from other cars. This is completely ridiculous for people who trusted GM to provide them with a safe, reliable vehicle, and even paid a premium to be an EV owner. GM is making these crazy statements to limit their legal liability, even though they know how inconvenient or even impossible this is for some of their customers. How many people have a $30,000 potentially explosive paperweight in their driveway? That's it for automotive news this week. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you like content like this, feel free to check out our website at www.cooperfleetservices.com. If you haven't already, subscribe down below and leave a like on the video. It really helps the channel. Hope y'all are having a great Friday. Enjoy the weekend.